VTrans getting big projects done on time and on budget.
State Auditor Doug Hoffer decided to take a look to find out, and Kevin Geis shows us what he found.
The first was to check and ensure that VTrans was meeting cost and timeline estimates. The second was how much data is being collected, so if they don't meet those cost and timeline estimates, they're able to look back and find out what happened. What the audit report found was that there's work that needs to be done. A report from the state auditor's office highlights VTrans' need to emphasize transparency in their planning process.
The area where they had some problems was pre-construction in planning and engineering.
State Auditor Doug Hoffer's report finds for complex paving projects, VTrans always exceeded the initial cost estimate provided to legislators by more than 50%, and completed projects up to 6 years late.
There were significant delays because of issues in the planning and engineering phase, some of which I should say is done in-house.
As for data collection, there weren't clear answers for delays in planning and costs.
When asked about why, they didn't always have a good answer. Now, I don't mean to suggest anything wrong. This is not about corruption or incompetence. It's just that they weren't collecting that data.
According to the audit, VTrans lacks performance measures and data collection to explain the delays and cost increases on projects.
And while the audit was focused on specific objectives, we're utilizing this as a way to potentially improve some specific processes.
VTrans doesn't dispute the findings in the report, but they say complex projects are just that, complicated. Pre-construction includes design, features, permitting, and public engagement.
All of which have impacts on project cost and schedule.
VTrans says they will focus on recording cost and timeline deviation so they can report the new data. As for added performance measures, they plan to investigate the need for more.
In order to develop a process and ultimately a tool that can help us accomplish that.
Hoffer says he would like a firmer commitment to add performance measures to pre-construction estimates.
And it's a little work to set up a system like that for performance measurement. But once it's in place, you're good to go.
Hoffer says the good news from the report is when it comes to the construction phase, the portion of the project that Vermonters would notice when work is being done on roadways, they do adhere closely to timeline and cost estimates. He also says they'll be following up with VTrans in 1 year. In the newsroom, Kevin Geis, Channel 3 News.